I am pretty deep in the Georgia woods. I'm in this area called Blood Mountain. I've just been all by myself out here. So looking into the window into my van, there's all this wide open space. Like, were they trying to intimidate me? I went into fight or flight mode. I am not going to take on two grown men. Why did I open my door? I'm disappointed in myself. I hiked from all the way down there, came to this lower platform of the falls, and now I'm going to attempt to go all the way to the top of the falls using these stairs. It's going to be a booty workout. Getting our leg and booty workout in today. Here we go. Partway there's the top of the falls. Gonna finish the rest of the hike.
When I'm stressed and upset, you know me better than anyone.
I decided to stay in Georgia for a few days just to take some time to relax and recharge. After all the driving I've done recently and dealing with all the leak issues in Louisiana, I really needed a spot just to unwind. Finding free camping, though, in the South is definitely a bit more challenging compared to the West Coast, but I've managed to find a really good spot in the Blood Mountain Wilderness area. I was looking for somewhere deep in the woods with waterfalls nearby where there's not other people around, and I also wanted the option to drive to a few good hiking spots, somewhere like a 45-minute to hour radius. And this place turned out to be exactly what I was hoping for. I really love starting my day by being outside in the sun, getting all that vitamin D, but then also the added bonus was just being able to sit by the creek with just the sound of the rushing water. Starting the day this way just really gets your body and system regulated, so you're starting your day without any stresses or worries, and I can then focus on my work and get the things done that I wanted to, but also do that in a healthy way. So it's nice to take that extra time sometimes in the morning, even though I want to jump into work and get started right away. Doing this little bit of self-care is actually healthier for me and makes me more productive in the long run.
Darling, we have been to hell and back. That's how I know this is forever. All these years, every single tear, all the regrets and promises, all the fuck-ups, break-ups, bumps in the road, we've been until we break.
Tonight felt like the perfect night for a campfire. The weather has been so beautiful. So I actually decided to cook up some of the stripper bass, or striper bass, if you know, you know, that I caught on my last fishing trip in California with my parents and my aunt and uncle. I actually learned how to fillet a fish on that trip, so I had 3 to fillet and freeze. And it was so fun to not only spend time with my parents fishing and spending time with family doing that, but I actually caught the biggest fish I've ever caught, which was 19 inches, and I was so proud of that. So getting to cook it over the open campfire tonight feels extra special because I'm eating food that I caught myself. And it not only tastes better in my opinion, but it also helps keep the fish smell out of the van. But this fish is so good. Like, I am so happy I have 2 more of these in my freezer. The night is so peaceful out here. With the creek nearby and the constant sound of water, it just really adds to the whole experience. Honestly, I think that this is my absolute favorite campsite. I don't know that I ever want to leave. Okay, the only thing that feels a little strange is being so far out here with no one else around. I've seen a couple other cars, but really there's been no one else around. I've had the whole place to myself, so I think I'm going to stay here for a few more days. It's the perfect spot to recharge, unplug, and get some work done. And of course, I'm going to do lots of reading in the hammock, I think. But I'm really looking forward to just being here and enjoying the waterfalls, doing some hiking, and really just being able to relax. Hiking today on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm headed to Preacher's Rock. It's about 2 miles there and back. First time I've ever got a hike on the Appalachian Trail. It's been a dream of mine. I did some hiking on the Pacific Crest Trail, but have never been to the Appalachian Mountains. Everything is kind of dead right now just because of the season. Some things are starting to bloom, but it's going to be a good hike. When I am hiking, it's definitely when I do most of my thinking. Just gives me space to clear my head and have movement at the same time, so it's like a healthy way to process things. But I just have a lot on my mind right now, and doing this hike, I think it's a perfect way to kind of process through some of those thoughts. And I'm already breathing heavy. I've been down in the south, down in Louisiana for too long. These Appalachian Mountains are getting me out of breath here. The elevation. I'm used to the Sierra Nevadas on the west coast, so this is nothing, but it feels like a lot right now. So sad. Do you ever hold your breath on the trail when you pass by people so they don't hear how loud, not a breath you are? I do that. I hold my breath and pretend I'm not dying.
Out of the darkness, into the light. Won't let it go easy, not without a fight. No matter the distance and how far I run.
So something crazy kind of happened today. I was actually sitting in my van. I am pretty deep in the Georgia woods. I'm doing something called dispersed camping out in a wildlife management area where you're allowed to park, like it's public land, certain spots in the woods, and you can find one that's open and camp there legally. So I've been out here for a couple days. I've just been all by myself out here. I'm in this area called Blood Mountain. This car parks behind me and a guy gets out. He literally walks into my campsite, like goes straight up to the creek. And I notice he has a tripod and a camera. I'm like, why is he taking photos right in my campsite? The creek goes the whole way. There's tons of waterfalls. You don't need to come right into my campground. Meanwhile, it's middle of the day, so I do not have my window coverings up. I'm actually sitting up on my bed working on my laptop. Well, then a second gentleman gets out of the car, and I call him a gentleman because he's a little bit older. Okay, like he's going to realize somebody's here because I'm obviously not sitting out. My chair is out there, my hammock is out there. My fire, as you could see, is like not even 4 feet from the door of my van, yet they're walking in between my fire ring that I have right there that has smoke coming up because I had a fire, and my door. And I see him walk up to my front window where Apollo is sitting in the front seat. And he like is looking in the window, waving at Apollo, talking to him. And I'm like, I am right here. I'm right here working. He's right there in my window. It was so uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, he just saw the cat. He's going to move on. But no. Then he starts looking into my side window right here, my sliding door window. There's all this wide open space. Like, were they trying to intimidate me? Because if that's the case, it was working. He comes up to the foot of my bed where my window is by my feet and is looking into the window into my van. I went into fight or flight mode. And guys, I chose fight. Why did I choose fight? And I did something I should not have done. I opened my door. Hindsight, stupidest thing ever. But I went in there like, excuse me, can I help you? No, I cannot help them. No, why did I open my door? I am not going to take on 2 grown men by myself. That's just not going to happen. But that was my instinct. I'm disappointed in myself. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. My dad has a friend who had like a school bus and did a conversion. I'm just always so interested in these, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to look inside. And I'm like, I'm working right now and I don't want to let my cat out. Hope you guys have a good day. Close my door. They leave. I lock my van right away. I wouldn't go up to somebody's house and look in their windows. Okay, I wouldn't even go into a parking lot and be looking in someone's car windows. I'm so thankful the situation was what it was. I do think that it was unintentional for any harm, but at the same time, I don't know them. I slept horrible. I slept so bad. They know I'm by myself. They know nobody else is around. It's not even privacy. It's just respect that maybe you would be making somebody else uncomfortable, and like you should announce yourself and like talk to them, not just look in someone's windows. Now, if I was sitting out in my campground and they were coming by and they're like, hey, is that a van conversion? And I was like, yeah, would you like to take a look? And I invited you into my area. That's totally different. I don't know if that's just different down here or if that's, You know, maybe from where I'm from, that's not okay. I made sure my bear spray is like right here where I keep it at my bed. I did learn you're actually not allowed to spray things like wasp spray in certain states. You can actually get in trouble for that with something called like chemical assault. And bear spray, you have to know what the rules are in the state that you're traveling in. But I do have mace and pepper spray, and those you can legally use if needed. That was the first time in 3 years that I've had somebody actually make me feel that uncomfortable, where they've like been looking inside my home. You know, I might have thought that they intended no harm, but that's how every beginning of every bad story usually starts, because you think you're comfortable in a situation. So I should have left right away. Next time, God forbid that there's a next time, but if there's a next time, I know what to do differently. Don't open my door, don't engage, have my pepper spray and mace, leave immediately, and maybe Georgia's not the place for me. No, I know bad things happen everywhere. It's just, it ruined such a beautiful place for me. Like, it was one of my favorite campsites. I really struggled in feeling safe sleeping there, and then I couldn't even enjoy it the next day. Like, I just wanted to leave, which I did, and it's just a bummer. I don't know, what do you think? Like, drop in the comments. Did I overreact in this situation? Is that normal for camping? I don't think it is. Like, I felt really uncomfortable. Would you feel uncomfortable? Let me know what you think about it. But yeah, that happened, Blood Mountain, Georgia, and I hope that never happens again.